Hello, and yes, I do. I'm aware that the draft is way more about getting into the NFL Hall of Fame, but everybody makes a big deal about drafting. So that's what this whole series of videos is about. And we're up to the 1992 NFL Draft. Now, I'm going to probably start recognizing names, as of course, by the 92, a little bit older than Ted. By 1992, I'm already out of just graduating from got into college, so. Um, and I went to university in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not going to say the name of the university because I don't want to, I'm not here to give free promos. Although I did like the university I went to, just they're not sponsoring us. So anyhow, number one pick, Indianapolis Colts, Steve Entman, defensive tackle, Washington. So we're continuing the trend from last year, starting off with defensive players. Indianapolis Colts, two draft picks, Quentin Coriat, linebacker, Texas A&M. Los Angeles Rams, Sean Gilbert, defensive end, Pittsburgh. Washington Commanders, although they were still called their former name back then. Desmond Howard, wide receiver, Michigan. Of course, I'm familiar with Desmond Howard's career because my dad went to University of Michigan, and we always would watch the football games, even when we moved to Tampa. And he did get an Super Bowl MVP. He was considered like undersized. Guy was super crazy fast. Now is a commentator on ESPN on NFL on College Game Day. People claim, everybody says great things about him. Great career, Desmond Howard. Overall, I mean, to get the Super Bowl MVP is pretty impressive, and ran a kickoff return for a touchdown, changed the game. Green Bay Packers, Terrell Buckley, defensive back, Florida State. Cincinnati Bengals, David Klingler, quarterback, Houston. I think I remember hearing. I remember that he had like something like crazy, like 5,000 yards of passing in college. That's when the team this college he went to was like completely opened up the offense to the to multi wide receivers and all that. Miami Dolphins, Troy Vincent, defensive back, Wisconsin. Atlanta Falcons, Bob Whitfield, tackle, Stanford. Cleveland Browns, number 9, Tommy Vardell, fullback. Wow, drafting a fullback. Stanford. Seattle Seahawks, Ray Roberts, tackle, Virginia. Pittsburgh Steelers, Leon Searcy, tackle, University of Miami, Florida. Miami Dolphins, Marco Coleman, linebacker, Georgia Tech. 13, New England Patriots, Eugene Chung, tackle, Virginia Tech. 14, New York Giants, Derek Brown, tight end, Notre Dame. New York Jets, Johnny Mitchell, tight end, Nebraska. People are trying to get tight ends in the league. 16, Los Angeles Raiders, Chester McLaughlin, tackled, Clemson. Dallas Cowboys, Kevin Smith, defensive back, Texas A&M. 18, San Francisco 49ers, Dana Hall, defensive back, Washington. 19, Atlanta Falcons, Tony Smith, running back, Southern Mississippi. Number 20, Kansas City Chiefs, Dale Carter, defensive back, Tennessee. So we see that it's like kind of a mix, although a lot more, I believe, defensive players in this draft have taken the first round. New Orleans Saints, Vaughn Dunbar, running back, Indiana, just as I spoke. Chicago Bears at 22, Alonzo Spellman, defensive end, Ohio State. Definitely remember hearing about his career. San Diego Chargers, Chris Mims, defensive end, Tennessee. Dallas Cowboys, Robert Jones, linebacker, East Carolina. Denver Broncos, Tommy Maddox, quarterback, UCLA. And I do believe he was in the first iteration of the XFL. I don't think he really panned out as a quarterback in the NFL. No offense to him. It's hard to replace. It's hard to replace John Elway. Detroit Lions, Robert Porcher. I mean, I think he was drafted as a potential replacement because I think, if I remember correctly, John Elway was still playing in 91, 92, but I'd have to look that up. Robert Porcher, defensive tackle, North South Carolina State, or John Elway just retired that year. I'll have to look into it. Buffalo Bills, John Fina, tackle, Arizona. 28, Cincinnati Bengals, Darrell Williams, defensive back, University of Miami, Florida. Indianapolis Colts, Ashley Ambrose, defensive back, Mississippi Valley State. 32, Los Angeles Rams, Steve Israel, cornerback, Pittsburgh. 31, Cincinnati Bengals, Carl Pickens, wide receiver, Tennessee. I believe he had a pretty decent career. I remember hearing his name here and there. I guess, first round pick overall. And last pick of the first round, number 32, Los Angeles Raiders, Greg Skepernick. This is a pretty light, again, number light, maybe quote unquote weak first round here. Of the 32 picks, only one really like jumps out at me in terms of like overall, impact, especially obviously the Super Bowl. Desmond Howard, not a Hall of Fame career, of course, but like still pretty great player. People I think started looking into the speed aspect of the game. The game started maybe picking up its pace. Again, we're in 92, so ESPN's kind of like hitting its stride. And Yeah, so we're still in kind of like the old NFL, quote unquote, meaning like the rules still favor the defense mostly, or still was not as offensive centric as it has been in the last, say, 10 years, and especially the last 5 years. But yeah, we're up to the end of the 92 draft for the first round bye.